Hello. I have no idea why stream notifications are down right now. I guess Stream Elements is having issues. Plummet Scrumbo, thank you for the tier 1. Hello. I apologize for not being around. Been dealing with some issues. Very much still kind of dealing with those issues right now. It's nothing super serious. It's just a certain medicine that I have to take, and that was causing issues. And now I'm on this weird negative tightrope of medicine cause issues, not medicine cause issues, and I think I know what the next step has to be. I just have to order something. So, we'll see. Just a pain in the ass more than anything, really. Just fucking... The juice is not worth the squeeze of how much trouble it's been causing. Oh yeah, that's fine. So I'm trending better? I'm about the same. It's just, now that I know what it is. Alright. Yep, there's quite a bit of shit to talk about, so we should probably hop to it. I did not really play much GAC last week. I somehow still went 3-0 despite that fact, but this very much feels like day one to me, so... some bumpiness to be expected. Perhaps a lot of bumpiness to be expected. We'll see. I'm sure everything will be massively executed with no major mistakes. Smile. Alright, I'm not even gonna look. Just tone setter. Warm up. Old familiar, old faithful. And other such words. Well, you're here, but there's nothing else really going, right? I think this is just the one that I've been using. Hi, what are you? Don't care. Well, okay, no. That's not a true statement. Jabba defense can be a pain. Is that what's happening here? I mean, the crit damage could backfire on Marin if she gets debuffed. It's not much tenacity either. Not the most potent. We're probably qualified to take it, even if the Quran isn't doing much for us. Yeah, let's just end it with this. The light side buffs 3 plus a little bit of damage stats can't help get us across the finish line, even though it's a little bit of extra added risk on our Marin. That should have been a death ball, shouldn't it? I mean, 4 minutes is a lot. He's got the protection up, which isn't great, but I imagine we will do fine. We don't have that many Asajj stacks, though. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we can already see movement on the raw stats. I think we're fine. Like, defense just... Like, in the case of Jabba, if we're actually having this conversation... Ultimate, thank you for the 42 months. I think this would... If it's gonna try to mess with Night Sisters, it would have to just be, like, a holistic approach. Like, you would need to have high tenacity and defense on Kron... Well, no, sorry, on mods. Defense on Kron, like, maybe a fucking R10 on Jabba, just try to, like... You can't plague me, you can't damage me, neener, and you just try to, like, play the timeout. I am very low on defense Krons on defense right now. I might just have to do a draft at some point soon and see, like, where the winds are blowing of, like... You know, there's something to be said for a well-positioned one in the right place at the right time on defense, but it feels like a lot of them are just getting thrown into the fucking... void. I don't know if that was correct. No, whatever. Questions, will you stone for the 57? I will do neither, apparently. Yeah, I don't think it's really possible in 3v3, but I don't think what I did was necessarily the best either. It's kind of worse of both worlds. I stopped a little bit too late, I think. Like, ideally, I think Jabba takes one turn and then dies. Alright. So I did fight this once last week. I nearly beat this with QA. I think just for what I have, I'm probably priced into trying it here. And if it wasn't QA, what would it be? Just see Ezra, see Bane follows is a thought, I guess. Does Bane even need to be there? Leia is not something I have much experience against. Defense Kron, minimal health, light side buffs. Do I just send Satele here? I mean, it could also maybe try to be Satele here, but to be frank with you, it's not crit damage, but for everything this team is, Ben Solo pranking like Jedi Revan with an AoE sounds not good for business. I don't know if I'm too thrilled at that prospect. What have people been using on my Leia? Shit, I did not finish making the rust scroll before I went live. The matchup planner. What have people done on my Leia historically? I mean, Stormtrooper Luke is different from what I ran, but I don't think Stormtrooper Luke is historically plus. I mean, this could be Wampacron. The problem is, if I want to try QA here, like... I mean, in my opinion, the entire reason why I lost last time is because my Kron was just, like... I think it was just, like, around this. So, like, if I go here, sure, my second best, I don't think this shit's cutting it. I mean, this isn't terrible, to be honest. Well, this is dog shit, but... I mean, what? 50% offense, 130% crit damage versus 100% offense, 100% crit damage. Maybe. It feels like this is kind of for the ball game, navigating this whole thing. I mean, there's the possibility of, like, trying Great Mothers here and now that Healercron is gone. Great Mothers traditionally being happy to go Ezra hunting. I don't know that Great Mothers are happy to... I mean, you tend to have vulnerable, yes, but it's also still 100% health. Alright, let's just start off with a DTMG. It would be good to know if this is going to work, because I tried Enoch last week. Twas not an ideal experience. It doesn't really shake out to me. I don't fully understand why Scout is better, but it appears that Scout's better. Like, I assume it's for the cleanse, because stopping the enemy team from getting Turn Meter and also not having Enoch crit avoid just sounds like you're letting Vader hit you for full ass damage. That sounds bad for business. I don't see how that could be a good thing. Either way, they were on trash mods last week. I made their mods more competitive this week, so hopefully this will be fine. I don't know if there's that much point using the AoE before they've gained a bunch of Turn Meter. I don't think we touch shit. I don't think we bother using the cleanse until things need to be cleansed. See prior statement. I think we're still chilling. Vader is getting close to counting to 15. Does that ever make it worth blinding? Oh, killing him resets his numbers. Yeah, I hate to see this kind of thing happen. He forgot how to count. Alright. Better than yours? Mine went fucking horribly last week. I think for both mod reasons and also whatever reason. Like, fucking, what did Scout do there? Tell me that. But also, I mean, yeah, just everyone having dogshit mods kind of made it easier for Vader to go on a killing spree. I mean, the same exact thing happened to me in 5v5 as well, right? Week 1, tried it, got shit on. Week 2, went over to proper, responsible survivability mods and just kind of walked them. Alright, this whole clusterfuck. Pending you. What are you? Okay, what's the actual full raster scroll? SOK JMLC, JML Bane, Satil, QA, Afra, Grandmother's Treya Maz, BB2 goes on the lists. Gas ostensibly could go on that list. Malgus goes on that list. BKM. Reva. Darken. BH Slop. Oh, I don't really have BH, do I? No, I want the maximally destructive comp. I don't think they will be missed regardless, but you know, Tuskens do have ins right now. I think they're unmodded, but fucking, I just give them a 90% defense cron and say go get him, champ. That's basically mods, right? Is that roughly the extent of it? Gas isn't technically on the list yet. Oh, JMM. KB Joe. Alright. This broadly is the vision. Also nice is, but they already got used. Jabba off the lists. DVDE. No, DTMG was also not on the lists. Also used. So we've got 22 teams, but the power tiering takes a leap down fairly quickly. I mean, just mechanically speaking, we're either looking to control Moff Gideon or what? I don't know if the AI... No, the AI does prefer that move, doesn't it? What's on the top wall? I mean, I saw that Malgus is favored against this. Like, Malgus, Malik, 2-man seems to be on the menu. I did BKM versus Bad Batch for 57 all of last week. I wonder if Bad Batch 2 could just eat this. I don't know that Bad Batch really has a higher calling for me right now, at least not one that I'm aware of. So that kind of puts it in the nice... Nah, but it's Crosshair against DTMG elite. That kind of surely... Well, it's... They... Crosshair getting Terminator against DTMG lead sounds kind of bad, but the target practice stacks permanently. So even though you keep getting offense shredded, you still kind of just make progress forward, right? I just need to go fucking deal with this. I don't know what to do right now. Hey, you. I don't know that JKR is for sale at the moment, unfortunately. Or rather, I would have to figure out what I'm doing against Stranger that is not JML. Because last week I just did JML JKR Cal versus Stranger, and that went down pretty cleanly. I mean, like, if QA could work, that would be cool. I know that QA was used against mine, but mine did not have Starkiller. Unfortunately, to that end, my plan was to use this with Satil. Like, this is better in 5v5, but I would imagine certifiably worse in 3v3. But just... Well, okay, here's a different way to look at this. You can't reduce cooldowns against Leia anyway, right? So the only thing we're really missing out on Revan is swapping turns to her to cycle Harry, which is still significant. Just to be clear on that respect. But I don't know. Maybe less so. Yeah, for Juhani over Jolie. That is not even subjective. That is just objectively wrong. Juhani does nothing. Most folks are using JKR with Satil. I mean, JKR clearly good there. But, I mean, again, what would I be killing Stranger with? Most of the stuff that kills Stranger, I would imagine, is on defense. I don't think I see it. I think this is the vision. This is the plan. Also, to be fucking frank with you, like, Satil performed well enough in Squad Arena that I don't know that she really needs Revan that badly. Especially for this matchup. Just steal self a mark with that JKR. Nope. Alright. I think I'm doing this. Concerning, but yeah, just slam that shit. I've only played this matchup in Squad Arena in 5v5, where I was using Watt. I think we need her to taunt. I guess she is taunting now. Congratulations, job well done. Nah, I don't think it's gonna work. The counterattacks. I assume, does she... Aren't we supposed to be stopping that shit with our taunt? Or is it only assists? You're probably going to have the timeout conversation, regrettably. Don't I? No. Carry on then. Well, why didn't you just say so? I think we were still having the timeout conversation, just under less dire circumstances. Eh? Unless. Mm, it doesn't help that the odds of her getting healing basics are much, much higher in W3. Yeah, she's just fucking cranking out heals every turn. Like, I think she was probably basicking Revan a lot in 5v5, and that's fine. You can have all of those your heart desires. But here she's just constantly healing herself, so it's harder to actually do the work. Alright. And now we wait. Brother, I'm not using Satiel against Ezra-less Ahsoka. I'm sorry. Is this a minus max health from AoE race? I mean, I know we tanked it all once, but I don't entirely understand the mechanism. I'm a little bit fearful that we only tanked the first ult because of the first time you fall below 25%. So I'm just banking this shit. Better to leave her in this state than not. I assume this is just Great Mothers. It's really just this. Do we risk donating a QA? I don't think that's good for business. I don't know if that sinks me if I do it. Also, having Wampa would be lovely just to... Well, I don't know if a Leia really warrants a Wampa crown cleanup, but certainly I imagine it would work. The problem is we're not getting that much access to this either if we are aiming at Ezra. Like, the Walpacron would just be best chances of good, clean running. I guess let's just try it. I think having the 100% offense and defense spend would have secured that. I'm not sure what you're talking about. If you're talking about defense spent under a teal, absolutely the fuck not. The team does true damage. They have infinite armor pad as is. Alright, shall we? I just gotta rip this band-aid off. People are gonna continue to post this, I would imagine. That boy just vanished. You are not in lock. Why is the lock gone? So we are down 2 locks right now somehow. Not the most ideal of outcomes. We basic here just to get POW Terminator to try to check the Ezra. We might get a kill shot on Ezra, actually. Hey, buddy. Nah, fuck. Alright, fine. You won. Lock, please. Why? Stop fucking dying, dude! What are you doing? Why? You've had one job. You couldn't even do that for your team. This is why my Ben Solo has survivability mods. I have never felt more vindicated than in this. Shut the fuck off. You do not get to talk, brother. Dear God. Alright. Well, that worked. I mean, this is kind of a... No. Wait, no, Datacron's dead! Datacron's dead! Oh, wait. Things just work again. Ugh. Nature is healing. Sure. Probably, right? Is there anyone who would miss this? Treya would... Riva, perhaps. I don't know. This might be overkill, but fucking... We will show Huyangkron some respect. Alu. I don't think this matters too terribly. Just get it done. Didn't I just use that? Why do I have it back? Huh? Well, I guess Doom would act as a soft cooldown increase. Or decrease. I think I should have killed Watt first, actually. This might be annoying. Oh wait, we do have buff immunity plus dispel, so we should be able to get access to him, no? It's too late. I need to just... Well, can you just... Thank you. I am now possibly allowed to win. Thank you for your permission. I think my cooldowns are staggered. This might not be worth hitting. I mean, Spirit Basics surely not the worst thing to be doing anyway, but... Yeah, I'm slightly staggered. Freedom. Are you... Am I? Are we? I don't know how much this hinges on the thing. We've got a lot of banners to play with, but that doesn't necessarily mean we should throw them away. What if we could just get this to work? I think that would be optimal. Please stop. She's gonna counterattack me and ambush me. Good talk. I mean, Mando's, I assume, perhaps should have been plan B instead of C. Well, that's a nice number. Probably, right? A buff immunity would have been nice. I think this is a dispel. Yeah. Alright, you. I procrastinated the question. I'd imagine. Yeah. So that rules out any Jedi shenanigan ideas. I don't really have any thoughts of where Afra goes. I mean, would handcuff on the Scout be that bad? They don't gain much turn meter. What are you? Very low survivability. I don't know, man. I don't hate this. Stopping revives would be lovely. Can you just, like, go away? No, you can't. Alright, my bad. We did not take as much damage as I thought we would, but this is still... I mean, we kind of just need Deppa to go. The investigation is a failure. Lovely. Should I have just have investigated DTMG? Yeah. Sir, it's a little bit late for that. See, the stealth is counterproductive as well. Just on a sheer time perspective, I don't think we're happy to be possibly timing out. I think death would be a preferable alternative. Yeah, things are getting sloppy. I mean, as long as the follow-up is cheap, it's a relatively cheap way to get through front wall, but I don't think we really need it that cheap. I would suspect we probably have more teams than are needed. Is it time for the other side of the coin? I mean, she gets a lot of turn meter. I don't know, maybe this will be unpleasant, but fucking... How bad could it be, Smile? These crowds are too nice. Can we... it's like maybe too timid. Sure, man. Hello. Can you die? He's about to take a turn. See prior statement. I could have played that better. I'm too... Okay, time is a factor. Could have played that better, yes, but also... Well... Okay, I guess. The epitome of theory crafting. It's actually not a bad level 3 for them, is it? Okay. Probably fine then. Okay, I did not use the nuke that early last time. That is a dog shit idea. I'm going with plan A. Warrior. Time to lock in. God, you are a possible death throw now, aren't you? Okay. See, I don't know if we're actually wanting Cody to die. Isn't he kind of a momentum generator for us? Well, I guess I'm going to find out. There might not be much choice. This Kix is weirdly invincible. I remember him being tanky. I do not remember him being belligerent. But also the Cody died a lot easier than last time too. So I don't know. Yeah, I think Cody dying is probably problematic. Yeah, we don't have enough momentum generation now. It is what it is. Weird. Went a lot smoother last time. Too volatile to be considered a counter. I mean, the Captain Rex was squishier than I expected, and the Kicks was tankier than I expected. So, like, I mean, is that ever just a targeting diff, player skill issue? I heard people say that Reva was doing fine here, but I don't know if I'm still. I have concerns. Okay, we're not really doing those that often, are we? It would just be like Reva AoE. No, GI AoE does do some. Yeah, this was my concern. Might just be that my Inquisitors are shit as well. Good defense team. Okay, holy fuck, time is a meter factor here. Like, how many fights took like 3 to 5 minutes? Somehow a genuine, like, 2-hour mandatory GAC. How are we getting crit? Shouldn't we have like 120% crit avoid right now? And doesn't Second Sister have like abysmal crit chance normally? Alright, you are freakishly tanker than I expected, apparently. Nah, I should have shocked on you. If we are to win today, I think I gotta move violently. Everything I'm gonna gives crit chance. I mean, it would have to be a large amount, and also she would have to be well crit chance modded. That makes a lot more sense. I normally would use Wookiees here. I tried Kicks last time and he did nothing. I assume this is probably correct. Are you modded? Yes. Well done. I wonder if this ever should just be double attacker. Is this the press die button? Not to the degree that I was hoping. Back wiggled. Yeah, this is what happened last time. I don't think this is supposed to happen. I am apparently the harder the counter is, the more likely it is that I have just paid zero attention to it because I'm not interested in it and will somehow fuck it up. Seems to be the pattern. There's 4.1 teams left to beat. There's no reason to split them out then, right? What? No, that's not the... Alright. Let's keep moving. That's all that matters today. This is a counter, right? I would sure as shit fucking think. It's gonna be real tragic for me if it turns out that it isn't. He is not immune to instant defeats. Alright. There is something Bane doesn't have, apparently. Well, violence is what was asked for. Violence is what was given. I feel like SLK might be the best tool for the job here. Yeah, suddenly I think we're okay on time. We just need to make sure we don't fuck things up. I don't think I bled enough banners for this to be losable. I believe. I hope. I'm feeling a swipe opener, actually. Yeah, but they do get the buff immunity. I don't know if this is ideal. Yeah, everyone's prevented from getting the protection regen buff except her. All right. That seems a good a hint as any. Like, look how much we're still sitting on? Sitting on? $891 plus 520. 1. 20, plus 171, 1582 plus 438. I'll use the old number just for worst case. Yeah, we're plenty fine. Literally just kill the one. You hi. Well, you're just depressing now. You do not need to be here. But how was I supposed to know that you did not need to be here? It was not my fault. Alright. One for the road. You. And you and you. I don't think it matters. Sure. I was gonna not do it, but I decided against it. I was gonna not use cooldown reset into Duke first. I decided now is not the time to be nice. Hi. I'm kind of irritated that she's even here, so you're gonna get the treatment. Typhon acquired. Okay. Well, should be simple enough. There's no reason not to bring it. Is that Leviathan? Oh my fucking god, dude. Huh. Chasing ghosts, indeed. Okay. I remember. Yeah. Fucking out. Really? But as full banners as you can get for 2 reinforcements. I suppose this is just this. Really? Really? Well, it's a very interesting way to look at it. I didn't consider that before. I meant to do the other ability. They had foresight. Huh! Decent enough. Just to make sure I didn't like horribly botch the math. We'll call it 73 plus 219, 292. Yeah. Oh, I did make a mistake on the math. I did 57 times 3, forgetting the one was a cleanup. Scimitar you can come to. Please no. Alright. We are free. 6 minutes to spare. And hey, it even was a 73. Alright, good game, Tyrannic. Cool to see Leia on defense. I mean, if that was Revan, I do wonder if we could have just one-shot Leia, but I don't know. I need to square away. Like, 5v5, I think I feel confident in taking JKR away from JML, but again, for that Stranger counter that I played last week, I don't know that Revan was really... I needed a second taunt ignore, because I was just dropping lessons on... It would only really work out if... You would have to be able to just, like, lessons one-shot. Because basically, I used Taunt Ignore on JML and JKR. I did turn 1 JML lesson on Starkiller, calling JKR. Turn 2 JKR lesson on Starkiller, calling JML. And then my plan was that I would Cal swap back to JML for a riposte lesson targeting Starkiller if he lived. He did not live, but, like... I mean... I don't know if there's another way to try to ensure that he dies otherwise. Man, the maze thing was disappointing. I mean, what, am I just supposed to investigate DTMG immediately? I really did not, given that they just didn't really have much supporting bulk, I did not think Moff Gideon was going to be that hard to kill. I mean, it's possible their mods are just ass now. Yeah. Not doing me favors. So they've just been downgraded in budget a lot. Maybe, I think we had a couple close calls on killing OG Gideon that, like, maybe if they were better. Who knows? That's a good mod. That's a fine mod. Okay, yeah. There's like 10 out of 12 of the mods on Mason Depot were not good. Alright. Is it time? I'll take it out since I know the end of GAC tends to be, well, ships. I tried to tag it out and Discord crashed. Oh. Alright. I actually have not read him. I saved myself for the stream. Is he on .gg? Would we better do this in-game or in... Okay, actually, do we do... I think the Datacron is more immediately relevant content. Is a Conquest character. Does he even exist? I don't know, man. Ask me in 3 months. Alright. Oh, that was reset. Defense, crit damage, health, offense, protection, armor pen, potency. Very similar to the current set. Like, in some ways it feels like... I mean, the biggest difference is protection is back in. So, big news for Satile, big news for JML. You're definitely going to want to set up a hopping point, probably, if you get a decent protection cron roll. Armor pen, strong Bad Batch Association. The one thing I did see when I peeked last night, the light side 3s are kind of ass. Like, this might be like, nah, I want to say, like, back in the day there was maybe 1 or 2 sets that seemed like very dark side centric, but this is just like, brother. We do have, I believe, what's a new effect? Whenever light side allies evade an attack, they gain stacking color protection till the end of battle. It sends a weird message, though, because if you're a team that has ready access to evasion, like, let's say you were to be like, oh boy, I'm gonna run Ray lead JTR Watts and get inspired on the JTR, and then she's gonna dodge everything. The problem with this premise is that would imply she's dodging everything, at which case, why do you care about stacking max health and protection unless you're just like, you know, squads like Starkiller, could hit you with a couple of moves and not other moves that like maybe the stacking bulk would like make it harder for you to be finished off, but I don't know. Also, so this level 3, anytime you see this, you should associate with Wookiees, because what this means is, when it's in set, anytime the Wookiees press any special button, they recover 50% health protection. That's a pretty good thing to be doing. In the current Datacron set, I farmed them a high defense plus level 3. And it's a pretty good thing to be doing. I am almost a little bit sad that this is already reprinted, because I would have liked to have seen it, like, in 2 more months, right? I would like to see it show up as, like, the current WookieCron ends, because now I'm just like, this is... it'll get a 4-month run, basically. What's the strat for getting so many R10s? Okay, you go to Coliseum. And then you go... where is it? You go to the leaderboard. And then you check here. When you check here, good players don't see higher than 10 Krakens. If you see higher than 10 Krakens, you're a bad player. If your shard is on the more chill end, then you park here, spending as little as possible, and then you get an Artet every 2 weeks. This concludes the in-depth strategy guide. And if you fail that check, well, I'll come back in 3 months. That's tough, buddy. Yeah, so we got the Wookiee level 3. I mean, resist regen is not terrible. Okay, buff equals regen is solid. For some teams. But yeah, like, this is one of the first in recent memory where it was just like, is every team just like slamming this? Is like that the best we could do? Or, and a lot of light side teams buff up, so maybe you're just going this to try to grab banner regen. You got Cobb Patrol in your Coliseum shard. I had to spend like $20 to maintain top 10 for like the first 5-6 weeks. And then randomly people started slight spend war. That like there are a few days where I keep getting sniped out of 10th place. Which is not ideal, but I don't know. A lot of people in my chart don't seem to know the optimal strats, so I'm still kind of outscoring them even for having way less, so I've kind of just been coasting on that. If I get a day where I get like, not great RNG, then I don't know, I guess I could, like, spend more to match. I'm good, I think, on that front. Like converting gray signal data for purple. I mean, I'm just converting everything excess. I farm blues in Cantina mainly. And then you get whites and greens from various sources. It's so fucking nice that they put it. Well, okay, depending on whatever the Mark III raid currency. But the fact that it's in the Era store and also the Guild store is pretty sick for helping purple income. And also just the Guild. I just straight up use Mark III raid currency as needed because I don't really get enough signal data to, like, maintain that. It's weird. Like, I saw people... like, to give a glimpse of where the long-term progression is headed, because I don't think many players are at this point right now. God, I fucking love this. This. Where have you been my whole life? Also, like, there are some crazy small but very highly impactful to day-to-day experience, quality of life yesterday. Because it was basically the point where it was like, okay, I literally just need to be trying to check the shop every reset to like spend all the Mark 1 in time. It was fucking miserable. As your account progresses enough, unless, like, let's say Relic 11 and 12 come out, if these mats go down to Mark 2, then what I'm saying will not be true. But otherwise, you do kind of reach a point where, like, I mean, I buy these every once in a while, but broadly, Mark 3 is the one that's getting fucked. Mark 3 is real bad. These have gotten more chill. I mean, Mark 6 was horrible for the longest time, but especially at this price, like, it really got used this last set. So, like, as long as you are catching up decently on your relics, I mean, but frankly as well, you're not even going to have enough income. Right, Mark 6 was one of the major bottlenecks, but, like, even with that bottleneck being eased, you're still kind of limited by the rate of all the other materials that are coming in. I don't know that your Mark 2 is really getting stringy that much. I mean, if you're doing these combined as needed, I feel like you will still get opportunities to come up here. So, I don't know. The landscape of long-term progression has kind of been evolving. Like, between this and this, passive single to income is improving in some nice ways. Alright. Where were we? Yeah, Dark Side. Pretty fucking excellent. Dark Side buffs, Dark Side TM, Tank Revive. Still quite good. This paired with insert whichever. Basically, what I think I'm going to do this set is I'm just going to take Crons to 8. See which direction it rolls naturally and just try to... Because I tried to chase defense this set, and it was fucking miserable. This could be every bias under the sun, but it feels like they lowered the rate massively. I'm kind of just done chasing defense, I think. If a Kron shows me defense at the level 7 and or 8, I'll try to make a defense Kron. If it's not, it's just not. That's cool. I'm not gonna, like, try to do 220 rerolls to try to make it show up, I don't think. Like, with how things are going, there's enough teams that can just negate defense Krons on offense anyway that it's not a defense tool, so it's more so becoming, like, either niche matchup punish or offense undersize. It's like the two main angles I see for it. And you don't need that terribly many for those purposes. Alright, factions are Inks, Rebel. That's possibly boding poorly. Rebel critical hit equals crit avoiding crit chance. Not great, not terrible. I mean, I'm a fan of the CA stat. I don't know if, like... I mean, Leia already stacks CA like crazy, and I don't know that this is nuts for Saw. Because, I mean, my number one concern for Saw posting, it would just be like Treya. Rebel special equals riposts. I like it. I imagine this is going to be defaults. Also, is this kind of just the Cassian set? This might just kind of be the Cassian Litter set. See, I don't remember. Well, okay. Yeah, Cinta assists a lot, right? So Cinta riposte would make sense. I mean, Leia isn't insane with the pros. It's like Leia basic, Drogon assists. If you give Drogon 2 Leia R2 assists, not great, not terrible. Like, certainly it won't be bad, but Leia doesn't really need all that much help. End of turn, depend up, offense up, not that good in my opinion. Attack out of turn, 20% chance to remove, 10% TM, not that good. Stun equals 50% TM and 25% regen. I would also say not that good. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are going to default to used to. Like, Leia, I don't think really cares about this that much. Maybe weirdly, in some cases, Leia could actually care more about the crit chance than crit avoid. She already kind of has the crit avoid in abundance, but she also, like, I don't know. If Droke is fighting, like, some 200% crit avoid scenario, maybe. It's probably just her boss in most cases. So, I mean, I'll have to take a look at the level 9s, maybe. Inquisitorious mechanics. This is back. Is it still? Looks unchanged. It is. I mean, do we even care about the other ones then? Deals damage equals marked. Sure. Revive prevents. Maybe. Damage equals a blind. Start the turn with fewer than 2 buffs. All of that is gain 50% TM. I mean, once you lose the GI buffs, I feel like that would proc a lot in the mid game. That maybe it could be like a dark horse, but I mean, how? Well, okay. If you do GI opener, or sorry, AoE opener instead of torture, what does that conversation look like? I think it gives everyone crit damage up. So that would be one buff. I don't know if that's ever like what you go GI AoE opener that gives you higher tempo in some cases. And you just like try to avoid torture. I don't know if that's like is that sick? I don't know that it's not nothing, but I like Ink basic exists. I assume we're just put it in the bag. Seems likely. All right. No Saw. I mean, no much of the new characters, perhaps expected. I guess if they were going to do an actual Cassian cron, maybe they could do Rebel Fighter next, but. Alright, Hera. Whenever Hera uses Plate of Strength, she gains backup plan. Plate of Strength is her assist call, I would assume. While Hera is active, 50% crit chance, 50% crit damage. When a Phoenix ally attacks at a turn, regen and gain Death Pen, stacking max 100. Remember debuff dispelled, stacking offense up to 80%. Allies a Phoenix and Hera's in the lead slot. When Hera damages enemy during her turn, she instantly defeats if she has backup plan. And it's only once per battle. Allies a Phoenix and Hera's in the lead slot when she uses a basic on her turn when she has backup plan. I mean, Kanan Zeta. You could make like Hera fastest, Kanan second fastest. Drop the foresight on her. I believe it gives 100% turn meter when it pops, right? So as long as the enemy team pops the foresight, you could like try to pull that out quickly. I mean, it's weird. It passes the smell test, but Phoenix has had crons that I would say were probably in the ballpark. I mean, Chopper Cron is out right now, right? And Chopper Cron also seems quite good. It's just like Phoenix feels like it's fallen out of the public conscious. I don't know how many people are using them right now. Like mid game players, I'd imagine absolutely, but I'm talking more at the end game. I don't know. I don't think my Captain Rex is doing anything in 3v3 right now. Maybe I could try just like putting them on. I mean, the team has a banner regen. I don't know if like a Hera Captain Rex 2-piece is ever anything. I don't know. I mean, it's a decent cron, but Phoenix has been getting decent crons, and no one's been really looking at him, I don't think. Or at least I have not. All GI is active, immune to fear and stun. Whenever an ally or enemy is defeated, Inquisitorious allies gain 50% TM. Damage me and their cooldowns are reset. Oh, it's this one. This was out when like Inquisitors came out and you were fighting Java, right? Yeah, pretty good one. There is no 9th Cron. I mean, I'll look at the other Inquisitor ones, but I assume that's going to be default. Whenever your character is defeated, thirsts against hatred for the rest of battle or until she is defeated. This is ringing a bell. Haven't we seen this one before? So isn't the idea that she's like infinite loop revive unless they bring a revive block? I think this might have run, and I think I remember this being pretty annoying. GI feels like the crowd favorite, but this... No. This might hit in some spots. It's worse than the GI Cron in some ways, sure. I like the 3v3 especially. Well, okay. The game has changed a lot from whenever last ran that it probably would be less of an issue now than it was back then. But back then, I remember this shit like generating holds because properly addressing third sister was actually kind of a pain in the ass. I even want to say that the 100% counter chance was also exacerbating it because you had to be like trying to tiptoe to like get the revive block. Her counters could just like fuck you up. Oh no. Like, yeah, obviously cooldown reset plus 50% TM snowball and kill is pretty good, but on defense, I don't think it'll be that good. Just because I would assume your opponent's probably running something where you don't get kills. I mean, you get immune if you're in stun. Aren't they already that? I know one is associated with Riva, one's associated with GI. Is between stun and ability block. GI lead is immune to ability block. Yeah, Riva's already immune to stun. So let me put it this way. What I'm trying to say is, if you run GI9 and you say I'm opposed on defense, and your team doesn't get kills and snowball, you are running a level 9 that just says Inquisitorious allies are immune to fear. Could GI Cron stop Malgus? I mean, if you want to stop Malgus, I would probably run the character who Malgus literally can't kill. As I recall, when she revives, she just regains hatred infinitely, so Malgus would just time out on her. This is kind of where I'm going with this, right? Like, Grand Inquisitor, obviously. Like, if you're using it on offense, shit's incredible. Shit, like, what the fuck? You got the insane number of assists that everything is just fucking dying and you get 50% more turn meter and cooldowns reset? Yes, of course. But if people are going to post it on defense, just keep this in the back of your head. I'm not saying it's for sure better, but it is doing more. It is asking your opponent more questions. This is just asking your opponent, hey, can you stop me from killing you? And, I mean, the answer right now appears to be pretty often, yeah. Now, it's a different question with this level 6 backing it, of course, but still the same point, right? There are two possibilities. Either GI is a defense god, or there will be counters that cleanly solve him. You know, the same will be true for Riva 9, right? But especially if GI9 is the popular one, your opponent's not going to be thinking about Riva 9. And historically in GAC, not all opponents, but if you just want decent results, if you ask your opponents questions that they're not used to having to answer, and it's even just a little bit tricky or taints enough matchups, that could be a way to generate holds. That's all I'm saying. Just doing the forensic analysis here. Yeah. Keep it in mind. It's not a loop, it's just an ally or enemy. That's how it reads, but I want to say that's how I remember it playing last time. So no. We'll see. It's something to keep in mind. If it doesn't loop when she dies, then I'm a big holder on it, but there's some residual trauma from some, and I think that's what it was. Drogon Kron is just the one that ran with Leia launched. Yes, it did. Everyone gains keen stratagem. Everyone gains 2% max health. I would feel more inclined to run this on Saw Gerrera, possibly. Or Cassian, I guess, with Saw. Oh, but is Traya gonna give a shit? I mean, a Saw team, especially with Drogon, could perhaps be built to scare them. But it's also plus fucking 200 health and Drogon assisting every turn. That man is just going to... That man is going to assist once and just die. It's not even going to be the Saw unique. I mean, this might be more Cassian coded. I don't know. Cool to see a return, to be sure. Oh, yeah, it's only 2% for the first turn. I forgot about that shit. I mean, the principle, unless you make Drogon go first, the principle is still kind of just true. The man is still going to assist, because your Luthen's going to be, or sorry, your Saw is going to be going first, guaranteed. If you run Kyle Katarn, he is also going to be going first. Luthen tends to also be faster. That is 3 assists at a fucked health to protection ratio. Like... No. Good luck. No, it is 200% health for the first turn. I remember it. Unless it got changed, but I'm like that is how this shit worked on Leia, as I recall. Now, wasn't there some weirdness? Wasn't it like if you have health on the Kron stats and even when it expired, you still keep the extra? They drop health out of the first turn. It's because, especially when Leia released, there were teams that could just prey on her by going first and never letting her go second. So it's just kind of like, think of it as like an aggression shield or something. I don't know. Merrick, whenever enemies inflicted with Purge, inks recover 10% health. Whenever he assists, deal 2% bonus to each stack of Soldier Fortune. Stack of Purge is dispelled, inflict 2 stacks of Purge. America's advantage. Scores a crit, all ink allies gain defense stacking. I mean, it's not going to replace the FDC, but when the FDC expires, sure. Seems a fine place for Balin to be parking. Whatever ink bearers uses Flicker of the Light, dispel a bust on the target enemy, and inflict vulnerable on allies for 1 turn. Whatever ink bearers attacks at me with Purge, they are blinded. Cute line. Arma blinds. Certainly isn't terrible. But I imagine Inquisitors are doing fine enough things that this is not terribly important, and I still think the Barris second 9 team is terribly unserious that I'm not gonna look at it through that lens. I mean, it would maybe grief Malgus nukes occasionally, but I don't know. I mean, there's gonna be enough times where she's gonna get feared that you could just hold your nuke until she assists on Malik. Right? I would think. First time enemies inflicted with Purge gains 5% offense and 10 speed for the rest of the encounter and whatever. Inquisitor style defeats an enemy. 8th gains a bonus turn. There's 100% TM for the healthiest enemy, ignores taunts, deals 100% bonus damage. Weird. doesn't reset the cooldown, but it's basically just trying to set up fat bladed hilts. Problem is, bladed hilt. I don't think bladed hilt quite does what it used to. It feels like when I thought it came out, bladed hilt was like their best move, and numerically, it probably still might be, but I don't know. I mean, the offense. Wait, it only says the first time an enemy is inflicted with purge, so that's not even that much offense. It's 25% offense, 50 speed usually. It's cool. I'm sure you could maybe do some fun stuff with it on offense. I don't know that this is quite like one shot a GL with it level damage, especially with defense in the sets. They said that, but fucking nobody has mass defense. Weird. I don't know. Chirrut, if the ally leader is a rebel fighter, whenever an ally gains a stack of heal over time, Chirrut and Baze gain offense stacking until the end of battle. Chirrut also gains 5% turn meter whenever you use a basic ability. Baze is called to assist. Is this just the Datacron that ran last time? I feel like it was a little bit longer last time. Am I crazy? I mean, it reads as still pretty solid if it is different. Yeah, I mean, seems we're picking up. The start of battle, there are no Galactic Legend allies. The following effects are active. Whenever rebel allies attack at a turn, they gain 5% defense, stacking maximum 20% until the end of the encounter. Editor's note: Stormtrooper Han has shockingly abysmal base defense. So if you find yourself in a situation and you say, man, I've attacked at a turn so many times, why is he still taking so much damage? That would be why. Whenever Princess Leia critically hits enemies, she gains offense stacking caps. Well, it caps at 120 anyway, right? So the encounter, whenever a rebel ally defeats an enemy, all allies gain retribution, speed up, and protection up for 2 turns, and Luke stealth for 2 turns. I mean, it's a fine hopping point for Stormtrooper Luke to go once the crown goes, but I don't think it's earth-shattering. Luke lead in the nature of it just seems like it will be a 3-3 staple for a while. I think it's kind of like a Nest or a Wampa where it will eventually just fade as power levels shift and people post teams that are less Lukeable. But yeah, I mean, team I imagine will be fine in the short term. You'll probably maybe grab this just to have it. Would you rather have this or just like light side plus level 3? That's kind of the problem though, right? I mean, Rebel Riposte exists that you could maybe... Doesn't she already just ignore protection, though, in this team? Like, frankly, you... For the cost of not... Or for the non-cost, the anti-cost of ignoring a level 3. Like, what's stopping you from just grabbing whatever random light side offense buff Kron from another set? And just being fine. I don't know. If you happen to roll it and you have it and the stats are decent, yeah, you'll probably use it. I don't know if this is worth chasing, like, as a priority. Yeah, what's up, Rabbit Beaver? How was your stream, sir? Is this just a return of President Leader Slot and all of the allies of Rogue One, Demons and Exposed? Yeah, this is just the Red SK2 return. This Crumb was never really all that nuts, I don't think. Well, didn't it have like some decent performance in 3v3 on offense? I want to say. Nooch as well. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, everyone. Yeah, I mean, Vertigo was talking about the fucking Rolo solo last time, right? Nobody posted it. This Kron just seems to have 0 stands, at least on defense. Or it wasn't Rolo solo, it was wedge lead. But yeah, the problem on some level is, at the end of the day, this doesn't really fix Radis's core issue. It just kicks the ball down the curb. And if I remember correctly, I tried using it a couple of times, and wouldn't you know it, the AI eventually does just kill K2SO, and then can just eventually kill Radis. So yeah, I don't know. I would have more respect to just like, yeah, I'm gonna try Radis and run Chira Crown. It's like, yeah, okay, let's have that conversation. Let's throw in 2 actual tanks and try to do some real pragmatic actual shit. Because, well, let's put it this way. The Radis Hail Mary was an extremely sketchy, well, it's in the name. It was a Hail Mary. Project Hail Mary. And it was that way when it came out. And like, this Kron would need to say Hope is now reusable on like a 3 or 4 turn cooldown, and then maybe that's a conversation, right? That's the other core chief issue. Issue 1 is you're just gambling on AI targeting. Issue 2 is you fire that shit off once, and then your team just is like, yeah, wahoo, and then the effects end, and you just time out. Like, you're playing DTMG in a non-Terminator matchup, practically. Radis is a Rebel Fighter. I forgot it has that conditional. Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, if you're a mid-game player and you happen to have Radis, you can get good results with it. But as you get closer to endgame, I think irrelevance. I mean, does that feel stronger overall? I mean, what? Good? Question mark. Good. Fine. Good. Fine. That seems about on right. The level 6s and level 3s for light side are pretty weak. This is basically a handful of level 9s and dark side level 3s and Datacron stats is like all there is to work on. Are the FTCs? No. Oh, I guess on the topic of Cassian Kron, I guess he might just get a FTC next month. It's so odd to me that they printed a bunch of solid Rebel 9s and then just gave them. Well, okay, look, if you're using Chirrut, this does have synergy with him. As I recall, I think I tested it once. Where, like, yes, every time, it's like a mini Barris or Cal effect, right? When you get crit, you get heal over time, you get 3% other protection. It's small. It's so fucking small. But if we are looking for anything to give a shit about at all on the level 3, on Chiracron, this is probably decent. Cassian is another example. I mean, He probably gets a FGC, I assume. But if he doesn't, Cassian, I think, generates plenty of buffs as well. So even if you don't use cheer, it generates plenty of buffs. Well, it generates an okay amount of buffs. It's like, this is somehow just the best thing you could be doing a lot of the time. Or like this in some spots, but... weird. This is just like fucking party in the USA. Come for whatever you may need. Go first or win last. Or tank revive. Tank revive seems less impactful than it used to. I don't know. We're kind of moving beyond it, it seems. Balin would maybe like tank revive in some respects. He tends to have trouble living. I mean, DTMG tank revive would be belligerent if it was with Moff Gideon, but whatever. Morgan can't be revived. Quiggold is not generally a good tank. Tends to die last, so it doesn't really... there's no point in him reviving. Cassian already revives. Nisus are not that good. Scion already revives. Vayne... I mean, for most matchups, like Bad Batch, if Vayne revives, they're just like, okay. Just keep shooting him anyway, because he's the marked target. It doesn't really do anything. Scorch doesn't really do anything. The landscape of the game has just kind of changed. Tank revive ain't what it used to be. Like I feel like Lightside is more interested, and even saying is still kind of not that interested. It would have to be in the context of like a zombie tank. It would have to be like, while there are other active allies, the tank always revives. And even then, I don't know if that would get used that often. But it would at least be a little bit more interesting than his first time. I don't know. A sign of the times, I guess. Tanks are slightly more self-actualized. Alright. Last, but... is it last but not least? Is it possibly least? It might be least. I have not seen him, but I have seen some discussions surrounding him. Alright. Cobb Vanth. I mean, they gave him a justified ability. Solid high noons. Good bit. Think it through. That sticker has been used plenty. I like the ability names. Alright. Start a battle. Constable allies gain 25% defense, health, offense, and 25 speed. The list of constables currently is not stellar. This character just kind of feels like the $10 R10 cup propaganda. Well, let's see. At the start of battle, Cup gains 25% defense, health, and offense, and 25 speed, tripled if they are supports. I mean, so these two, right? Is he a support? I assume he's an attacker. He's an attacker. The start of the encounter, enemy Hut Cartel, pirates, scoundrels, and smugglers gain the outlaw tag. Constable support allies at the start of battle reset the cooldown of their special abilities whenever they use a basic on their turn. Chance effects are increased to 100% of their max rank. Cup has percent chances. Oh, Lobot does as well, right? Is that crazy? Or level 1. Yeah, I'm used to doing this on .gg. Okay, it's... But the 5.5% are not chances. This might just be mostly cup. Yeah, this might not even hit Lobot at all. It's solely just for cup. Whatever outlaw enemies gain bonus turn, they can't gain it again for 1 turn. I mean, that hits what? Embo Omicron? It's kind of just it. What else? Yeah, basic equals recycled in a special. Whenever they use a special, allies gain 10% TM and costable allies gain 5% max health stacking until the end of the encounter. Whenever they debuff an enemy at the end of the turn, they also expose the enemy, which can't be resisted. Whenever they deal damage, deal additional instance of true damage. Chance effects are increased to 100% of their max rank. Can't be defeated while Cobb is active and gains health for 2 turns whenever they reach 1% health. So that's a bad thing, right? But it's a dispellable stealth. I mean, I assume if you're trying to abuse that, then you would try to take matchups where they bring lots of dispel. Because they're trying to funnel the AI towards Cobb. And so you would want to prevent that. I mean, if you're fighting Jabba, then Jabba naturally dispels it, so they're already kind of teeing up anti-Jabba effects. Cobb, Jaws, and Tuskens start the encounter with 75% bonus protection for the rest of the encounter per constable ally. Whenever an ally, Jawa, or Tusken applies at least 5 buffs to allies. I don't remember any Tuskens doing that. Or it's not on 1 turn, maybe. Applies at least 5 buffs to allies, 1 if it is taunt, or inflicts at least 5 debuffs on enemies, 1 debuff if that enemy is outlawed. That ally gains the granted ability Deputize. Recover 100% health and protection, gain 25% defense, health, and offense, 25 speed, and the constable attack for the rest of the battle. And with a thermal dead on all enemies for 2 turns. At the start of a constable ally's turn, it's just an active Jawa, inflict a thermal dead on all enemies for 2 turns. Whenever thermal dead deals damage to an enemy, constable allies recover health and gain 100% offense. Enemies with a thermal dead deal 25% less damage when used for battle. Okay, they do gain the constable tag. Tusken, recover 100% bulk, gain same stat pool, defense, health, offense, speed. Constable tag. Strongest enemy without ambushed is ambushed for the rest of the encounter. Weird. The return of strongest. Strongest ambushed. Doesn't ambushed mean you lose your protection? Is this vaguely anti-Steel coded? Depending on how quickly you could access it. Because Steel was almost certainly always going to be... It's not even almost certain. Like, fucking, she could be R10 and the rest of the team could be R5. She could be R5, the rest of the team could be R10, and she would still probably be strongest. Why am I here? Not that Cecile really needs counters. Certainly she already has plenty. Oh, but that is a suspicious thing to write. Can't be dispelled, evaded, or resisted. All constable allies gain 10 momentum. Whenever a constable ally is targeted by an enemy, they have at least 10 momentum, consume all stacks, and stun. No dots. But the stun's nice. Whenever constable allies use an ability while they have at least 10 stacks of momentum, deal bonus true damage equal to 25% of the target enemy's max health. They consume all momentum. Constable allies gain 5 momentum at the end of their turn if there's an active Tuscan ally. It's not team-wide 5 momentum, right? So it's a little bit slow. Okay, so kind of sharing some team flavor. Or factional flavor across the team. I assume that favors warrior, and it would be very slow to do with chieftain. Cobb has 10 speed per active constable ally. At the start of battle, if there's a Jawa ally, Cobb gains bounty hunters resolve until the end of the encounter. If there's a Tuscan ally, Cobb is immune to damage over time. Whatever constable ally is damaged by an enemy, that enemy is inflicted with burning for 1 turn, which can't be resisted, and can't recover health or protection while burning. That's a pretty decent thing. It's a spellable resistible, though. Jawas and Tuscans gain 25% TM whenever another constable ally uses a special ability. Darkside enemies have minus 100% critical damage. Darkside enemies lose 50 speed for 1 turn whenever they're crit by a constable ally. Couldn't you just jam constables under railing? Well, how much else is there? Light side enemies have 100% negative on the tenacity, kinda don't care. Light side enemies dispel their buffs whenever they critically hit a constable ally. That is a fuck you to Java. It's saying Bausch will lose her assist buff pretty much first time. Constable allies can ignore taunt effects to target outlaw enemies and can't have their turn meter reduced by light side enemies or cooldowns increased by dark side enemies. Weird. I tend to think of the optimal. I guess there's equal share on both sides. I was thinking of like gas. On their respective enemy turns, all constable allies recover health and protection equal to the damage enemies have taken during Cobb's turn. So Cobb does damage and everyone gets full equivalent lifesteal off of it? That's very interesting. Whenever an enemy starts their turn, reduce the equivalent of high noons by 1 to the enemy's outlaw. Distracted outlaw enemies can desist. Equivalent of 12. A bit of sear flavor, perhaps. I didn't even look at the Omicrons. Yeah, I heard it. He has a GAC Omicron, ATW Omicron. If there are at least 3 constable allies, Jawa start the battle deputized. Whenever a thermal det deals damage when enemy constable allies recover 10% protection. Alright, so they're trying to address the banner problem. Whenever any enemy gains, but they're also kind of saying because you're capped at 3 constable plus Jawa, that caps you at 4-man. Interesting. Whenever any enemy gains bonus turn, they can't gain it again for 1 turn. Whenever Cobb uses a special ability, Jawa tanks taunt and gain 100% defense for 2 turns. Stealth enemies have a negative 100% accuracy. I see. The fuck you Bad Batch era has begun. Well, kind of, but like if you have Mark, once Crosshair is full shaken, aren't you? You could still hit that mark and you have accuracy arrow. But maybe... Well, what? Nobody could build target practice? Is that where this is headed? Damn, they just said, Bad Bash, go fuck yourself. That's crazy. If there is a Jawa ally to start a battle, all allies are immune to thermal deaths. Another fuck you to Java. Alright. All in TW, if there are no GL allies, but enemies are allowed. If there are at least 3 constable allies and Cobb is in the ally in the leader slot, Tuscan start the battle with deputize. Doesn't Warrior have a TW Omi? But I think it was more built for the chieftain kit than for this. Tuscans no longer consume momentum from deputize. This kind of just feels like a Calcron. These ability with more than 10 stacks. If there's a Tuscan ally, stunned enemies can't gain bonus turn meter. Distracted enemies can't assist at the start of their turn. Constable allies can ignore taunt effects if they have at least 10 stacks of momentum. Whenever Tuscan allies use deputize, revive Cobb. Weird. And Tuscan allies with 100% health. Tuscan allies are immune to damage over time. Is deputize reusable? I figured it would just be like first time, single time. Tuscan allies are immune to damage over time. Whenever Tuscan allies use a special ability, Cobb gains 100% protection up. I don't feel like Tuscan's got terribly much play the first time around, and this is kind of trying to revive that play pattern. I feel like Fulcrum stakes were higher because Fulcrum was more impactful. I mean, it's not terrible, but I'm not sure. I would, like, if this was Constables no longer consume momentum, I would say differently, because that would mean that your team has stacking. Well, wait, does momentum give you defense, or does Chieftain lead give you defense from momentum? That is kind of... Uh-oh. Oh, no. It's not that good. Yeah. If it was inherent to the momentum stacks themselves, I would maybe feel differently. Yeah, that's a little bit tragic. Alright. Deal physical damage to target enemy increased by 50% per other active constable ally. If this attack is the first time this ability has been used against the enemy, they lose 50 speed and are distracted until the end of the encounter. So you could, in theory, just build up distract on everyone. Can't be dispelled or resisted. Can't deal damage to another constable ally until damaging Cobb. So it forces them to duel, but it doesn't seem like it restricts their targeting, so it kind of lets the AI flounder. It just gives your team damage immunity until they happen to target you, I guess. If all allies are Constable, Jawa, or Tuscan, they gain buffs until the end of the encounter that can't be dispelled or prevented for each unique enemy attacked by this ability. Okay. So permanent defense up, speed up, and then execution. Whenever this character uses a special, instantly defeat the target enemy, then remove this buff from all allies. So I don't know if you would re-get execution for 4 and 5, or if this is just a one-time treat like the Heracron. I'm guessing Cobb will be hard targeted. I mean, it's a decent guess, but it's kind of innocent until proven guilty on that respect. Justified, deal AoE damage, so this is effectively just your pseudo heal based on that team protection health share. And grants a bonus turn to another random constable ally. Random is perhaps not ideal, but already the idea of Cobb's kit is that it kind of doesn't matter who takes a turn. I mean, it will always kind of matter who takes the turn, just on sheer principle of, like, Kara AoE is a pretty decent thing to be doing, and, like, a Lobot turn decidedly less so. Allies that have been damaged since the last turn gain retribution, otherwise they gain alert. That's cool. Dual state check. Enemies that damage constable allies since Cobb's last turn are ability blocked, otherwise they are vulnerable. I like this kind of ability direction, contextual. Creates more interesting decision making potentially. Deal physical damage to target enemy and gain tenacity for 1 turn. If the target enemy was dark side, they are inflicted with offense down, and constable allies gain offense up. Target enemy was light side, they are inflicted with defense down, and you gain defense pen up. That's a cute little thing. So defense pen up normally is only 150 flat pen. It's normally not that good, but penetration is better the lower enemy defense is, which I know might sound paradoxical, but it is true. The counter to defense pen is more defense in some ways. I mean, hella protection as well, potentially, if you have that discussion, but broadly, defense pen struggles against huge amounts of defense. So this, if you're gonna get defense pen up, this is actually like kind of the best context that it could exist in. If the target enemy was outlaw, dispel all buffs on them and inflict buff immunity for 1 turn. Single target dispel, but still not bad. But I mean, Bausch already loses her buff on turn, so who would you even care about dispelling at this point? Just another attacker to slow them down or Cursan Taunt. Dispel all debuffs on all council allies. Yeah, not bad. I don't know, it's weird. It, like, this is just like a lifter for characters who've kind of broadly Tuscan pending, but like, and also Jawa pending, I guess, but like, I think it will be competitive, potentially. It does enough table setting that it can probably get there. I am a little bit curious about abuse cases that could emerge from this, because this is its own flaws. This just appears to be true. Like, you can just hug this fucker into Ray, and it's just a minus 100% crit damage. Like, you could just give a middle finger to Malicos. Now, I don't know if you would hold to Malicos regardless, but I don't know. It's interesting. Like, this would also possibly be relevant. TB Omicron on high noons if you care. I'm of the opinion that you should never Omicron spend TB Omicrons. Unless you just have everything else in the game already. And even then, like, why would you bother? Rise of the Empire, when it was made, was audible. And since that time, they have added shit like Relic Delta to it as well. Like, if Rise of the Empire didn't have Relic requirements, then Omicron's existing as like a side grade for people who were just like really, really new and looking for a way to get their foot in the door, I would still advise against it, but that would at least be a strategic choice, right? But if your teams are already required to be Relic 7, 8, 9, like, and it's not like you have to, like, TB is being autoed by like fucking Zori and CLS and all that shit, right? Like, this is not like, oh man, I can't do ROT until I get Pirate King Honda. Like, no, that ROT felt outdated the moment that it released. It was CG, because Lightside Geonosis was difficult content. It was engaging content. And a lot of people didn't like that. A lot of people just wanted it to be more of a chore. Or more brainless, and in so doing, becoming a chore. So if we have a mode that is made to be a lot easier, and it's effectively already just becoming a lot of auto battles, why would you spend some of the most exclusive mats in the game on that? So I don't talk about TB Omicrons, I don't cover them, I don't want people to even feel tempted by them. The direction TB needs to be going, I mean, for me as a sicko pervert, I would love to see challenging TB content return. Maybe not mandatory, but even if it was just like a hard special mission with decent rewards, that it was just like, yeah, here's a puzzle to solve. If you can solve it, you'll get some currency. That's my type of shit. I really enjoy that. I've always enjoyed that. I've always been pretty good at that. I know a lot of players don't feel that way about that stuff. It is what it is. But, yeah, man. Like, the hardest things there were to do in Rise of the Empire, the solutions to them still were not Omicrons, right? But yeah, look, some people were just playing the game for fun, and they're like, I just want to mess around with TB Omicrons, and I don't really care that much about PvP. Go with God. You don't need my opinion on it, or like, what does my opinion matter to you? If you care about like resource management and managing your account well, look, if you are having trouble in ROTE that you feel like you need those Omicrons, I just ask for tips, man. I'm sure people will be happy to help you. I'd be happy to help you. Yeah. In some ways, I wish it were harder. I know a lot of people would hate that. I wish it was harder with less battles. I wish it was less time consuming. A lot of people from my guild, as a result, have just kind of stopped playing it. Oh well, it is what it is. Alright. I, to be honest, am feeling worse than I was when I started. I was kind of trying to trooper through Cobb Vanth, but I think I'm out of here. I made it to the finish line. Cool. Glad to be back. Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna go rest and chill a bit. It's cool. I think Cobb Vanth will be neat. I do worry that in terms of recent releases, I think he is less technical, less interesting than recent releases. But let me put it this way. I've been feasting enough recently that, like, yeah. Okay, but also, I would not be shocked if this is leading up to some Mando and Grogu shit. Extremely would not be surprised in that respect. But even though that doesn't happen, like, fucking buddy, I just got an Andor era. And I've got a lot of other teams that I'm very interested in at the moment from the previous era. And I'm gonna be fine if this is I don't know if this is a conquest dud, but you know, it's no stranger. Right? Or anything in that respect. So, I don't know. I'm good. I'll get them. Of course. I don't know if I'm, like, chomping at the bit to, like, level up a Jawa or Tusken for him past, like, 7 or 8. I mean, he gives the team so many reassurances anyway that aren't you kind of incentivized not to? Question mark? I guess depending on how tanky he really ends up feeling. But if they can't die until he dies and the team has regen, I feel like that is CG offering a drawbridge of, like, you know, 6s and 7s, come on in. Fuck, dude. The fact that momentum doesn't get the defense and tenacity inherently. I wish. It doesn't even. Does it even do anything? Was Warrior revealed first? Warrior might have. I don't even know if momentum does anything baseline. It might just be gains effects based on your abilities. Yeah, I think it might not do anything baseline. Alright. Well, it would have been cool to have the defense of that. It's like my favorite part of the Tuskens. Personally. But, oh well, what can you do? Alright, yeah. I'm out of here.
Thanks for hanging out. Good luck in your next rounds. I guess I'm possibly back tomorrow, since this is... We'll see. I don't know if I'm going to be tomorrow night or towards the end of round. We'll see. I'll play it by ear, based on how I'm feeling. But, yeah. Peace out.